America Meditating Blog Talk Radio Show. We collect wisdom, hear stories, and inspire each other. I'm Sister Jenna. Tune in live from Monday through Friday at 8 a.m.
Focusing my thoughts, taking just a minute, sitting quietly, I become aware of my surroundings. I focus on an object in front of me, allowing it to fill my awareness, letting go of any distractions. I hold only the object in my awareness. Even if I'm distracted, I gently return my focus to the object. I identify one quality of that object. I focus on this. I hold this one thought.
welcome everyone to the America Meditating Radio Show. I'm your host, Sister Jenna, and that was I Am by Lucinda Drayton on her I Am CD. A very powerful song that really takes you, I believe, into the deepest state of our subconscious. I don't know how many of you actually dream, but lately, and this has been for the last perhaps 2 weeks, I've been observing an incredible shift in my dreaming patterns. They're very, very vivid, and a lot of it has to do with water. Even last night in the dream, I'm in a car and I'm like driving through this incredible rush of a waterfall, and at the same token, I'm telling everyone, look at how beautiful this is, as I'm about to take myself into a waterfall, which looks like I'm not going to survive if I were to actually take myself. So glad it was a dream. Here's the story. For the past 2 weeks, I've been emerging a lot of unique dreams about people, spaces, but a lot to do with the ocean. On one side, it's very, very rocky, and on another side, it's very, very calm. And even with this one last night, where the water was just thrashing down, it was so beautiful and it was so pristine. It was so clean and pure, and I'm at the same token, it was very dramatic. So stay tuned, because we're going to have Certified Dream Analyst Lauri Loewenberg on the air shortly. And Lauri's going to take us into a journey of our lives and the study of dreams. On a spiritual level, I do believe that it tends to give us a window of what lies at the core of our true feelings. Sometimes things that we're just not ready to assist or to focus on, the dreams tend to reveal that. But, let's go to the certified analyst to tell us a little bit more about that. So in about a minute or two, I'll get Lauri on the line. And before I go to Lauri, why don't we do what we do best on the America Meditating Radio Show, and that is to allow ourselves to slip into a place of awareness and comfort. And from my Off the Grid into the Heart meditation CD, we would like to get off the grid and step inside of our hearts just for a few moments. Breathe in deeply, relax. In this meditation, I invite you to become aware of the two types of consciousness that reside within the soul. Let us choose the consciousness of light over the darkness of past stories, the history that gets into our way. Let us now remember our connection to the Supreme Energy, the Supreme Soul, the being of light. For far too long, we have allowed the external forces to dictate our inner force. And at this time, I choose to get off the grid and step inside the heart, to be myself. I choose to no longer be under the influence of what the world tells me, what my parents have told me, my spouse, friends, or anyone who has been a negative influence in my life. In this meditation, I stand strong in the original, eternal, imperishable worth of the soul. I, the being of light, the soul of power, I step into the heart, and I become a being of love, a being of light and goodness. Om Shanti, and welcome back. Imagine living our lives as a being of love and a being of light and a being of goodness. And I think that maybe that's what many of us are striving for. and to even be able to interpret our dreams can offer us a window of insight into how best we can guide and steward our stories. So you're listening to America Meditating Radio Show, and we're proud to welcome Lauri Loewenberg, who's a Certified Dream Analyst, syndicated columnist on the air. And we believe, I think just about every human being on the planet has had a dream. But I think what I'm really curious about, Lauri, is what was it that got you on your path of diving more into dreams? Was it an event? Was it a relationship with your parents? Because, we all have the power to choose perhaps our own callings, and dreams are something that we all go through, but not everybody dives into it. How come you got into dreams?
Well, I could remember my dreams from as early as 2 years old, and I would tell them to my parents every morning. I would draw them before I was able to write. And then when I was old enough to write, I started keeping a dream journal. Little did I know what a wonderful thing I was doing for myself by documenting the other side of my mind. But it really wasn't until I was 19 when my grandfather died. And I had a really hard time with that because he was the first person close to me that died, the first time I ever experienced death, And about 2 weeks after his death, I had a dream where it really felt like it was him coming to me, and I knew he was dead, and we were walking arm in arm through this museum, and I asked him, "What's it like where you are now?" And he said, "I can't tell you that. All I can say is that it's secure." And he gave me a hug, and he walked up the staircase, and I woke up, and I could still smell his Old Spice.
Wow.
And I decided then and there, okay, I have to find out what's going on when we sleep. And it's like we live this other life, we go to this other world. That's what propelled me to study dream psychology. And then I was so impressed about how practical, meaningful, and helpful dreaming is when you pay attention to your dreams and when you can learn to understand them and connect them to your life. So I wanted to do this. I wanted to get the word out. There really wasn't much out there that was very helpful. This is way back in the early 90s, that would help people understand our dreaming self and what it really is, and that it is something. It's not, mumbo jumbo or random misfirings of the brain. It's something very real, something very tangible, and something very powerful.
Yeah, I think that what dreams do, they sort of bear you. They basically reveal to you the things that you sometimes don't want to face, because our ego tend to try to convince us we can do this. And earlier on in the show, I was sharing that for the last 2 weeks, it's been so interesting observing my dreams. Very, very vivid. And a lot to do with water. And the water is either thrashing and really forceful on one side, and then on the other side it's calm. And I've been on my journey, and I'm always open to learning more about the human consciousness or the human soul. And it's so clear to me, telling me the incredible confluence that I'm in the midst of. This incredible state of being very overwhelmed, very pushed to my limits, and at the same token knowing that the depths of my truth is to be calm and cool. Would you say that if we're really, really transparent and honest with ourselves, we will really accept our dreams as signals for us to make some important shifts before it becomes drastic or dramatic?
I would say that's very well put, because what I always say when I'm helping people to understand their dreams, when I'm speaking or I'm on the radio or helping a personal client, that you have to look at your dreams as your very best friend, your built-in guru, who is going to be brutally honest with you and show you yourself and your behavior in your life as it really is, whether you want to accept it or not. So, yes, dreams are our brutally honest self speaking to us and guiding us through every step of our life so that we can get it right.
It's interesting, too, because a lot of people, and I love everyone, and I really have a lot of friends and people globally. Yet, the 5% that are your opportunities, they're the ones that have been appearing. And I'm just perplexed. Well, why are these other folks that are coming in my dream? And I'm showing these two dimensions. So that's been something that I've been taking quiet times during the course of my days to look into and send good wishes to those souls. I want to go into your book, Dream on It. You say that when we're dreaming, we're actually problem solving. It's just different language, and our minds are speaking to us definitely in codes or in spiritual little signals. Please explain to some of our listeners, how does this all work really?
Okay. Dreaming is a thinking process. It is a continuation of your thoughts from the day, that chatter that goes on in your head all day long, that conversation you're having with yourself. As we drift off to sleep, it continues, and we're talking to ourselves about what happened in the day, what we'd like to fix, etc. As we drift off into sleep, our brain begins to work a little differently. And then once we've entered REM sleep, a lot of parts of our brain are now dormant, while other parts have become more active. So that stream of consciousness is still happening, but it's now shifted languages. For example, the part of the brain that is in the prefrontal cortex that controls rational linear thought is now dormant, while the very center of the brain, the amygdala, that's the emotional center, is very highly active. And so this is why our dreams can seem to jump around and not seem to go in a linear, form, and why they can also be full of fear or anxiety or awe. So you're still thinking about your day, but instead of thinking linearly and thinking in words, you're now thinking in emotions, symbols, metaphors, and storylines.
Which sometimes don't make sense to you because, we tend to be on this process of trying to connect our dots, at least if we're strategic or we like to play it safe. And you've got a particular method that's been groundbreaking to many. And you have a technique that helps us to sort of work through our dream process so we can understand ourselves better. Could you share with our listeners a little bit on some of the techniques that you offer us to try to figure ourselves out more?
Yes, I would love to. The last chapter of my book is the 10 rules to remember when trying to figure out your dreams. So I'm going to go ahead and give you the 3 most important ones that I have found can really help you get to the bottom of what your dream is telling you. First of all, you have to try to connect your dream to yesterday. I found in my research that our dreams, whatever happens in our dream, can be connected to something from the previous day, something we thought about, something we talked about, something that happened, something that affected us. So look at your dream, look at the action, look at the emotions you felt, even look at the conversations in your dream and see if it seems similar to what happened yesterday, to how you felt yesterday, to what you talked about yesterday, to what you saw yesterday. You'll be able to connect the dots. The second thing to remember is that everything in your dream is really about you. So even if you're dreaming of, say, you're a classmate from the 3rd grade who you haven't seen since then, that person symbolizes some part of you. Our dreams are, we're very narcissistic when we dream. It's all about me, me, me. So everything in your dream is going to symbolize some part of yourself, some part of your life, something that directly affects you. So if you dream about a phone that keeps ringing, ask yourself, how am I like that phone? Am I having some communication issues right now? Am I not reaching out to people I need to reach out to? Am I not getting across to people I need to get across to? How am I like this dream? And then the third thing you want to do is to look at your dream as a metaphor, kind of like what I just described. We naturally speak in metaphors, a picture language, in order to make our point, and we utter something like 600 metaphors a day. We'll say, I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Oh, gosh, you're acting like a big baby right now. This really illustrates the point we're trying to get across, and our dreams work the exact same way. Our dreams are a metaphor for what's going on in our life and in ourself right now. So how is your dream last night a metaphor for you right now, and in particular, yesterday?
Can dreaming impact our spiritual growth? Can it make us into more seers of not only our own lives, but even the lives of other people?
Absolutely. What I found that's super interesting about dreams is that when you're really working on something, our dreams will serve as kind of a dress rehearsal to help us improve that aspect of ourselves. For example, professional golfer Jack Nicklaus improved his golf swing through his dreams. So if you're working on something physical like a gymnastics routine or a golf swing, your dreams will help you improve that. If you're working on something creative like a song or a book or a painting or an invention, your dreams will help you improve that. If you're working on your spiritual self, being more open, being more in tune with yourself and the universe, your dreams are going to help you with that.
I like that. It's hopeful. I think that, we're always looking for techniques to understand ourselves. Perhaps the greatest virtue needed for our lives to flow better is that honesty with the self. So to look at ourselves without judgment, but as an observation to see what I might be missing. And I think dreams might help us to facilitate that process, right?
Absolutely, and this is where the nightmare comes into play. We will get dreams that are disturbing, and then we will get the nightmares, and those are the ones that jolt you awake because the scenario in the dream was so frightening, jolts you awake. And as horrible an experience as a nightmare is, it is the way we are being very brutally honest with ourselves about something that is wrong. The way our subconscious mind, our very wise inner self, kind of slaps us in the face, slaps us into attention and says, enough of this. This is an issue that must be taken care of. What I have found is that our dreams don't like complacency. They don't like it when we ignore our issues. They don't like it when we're in denial. They don't like it when we just don't do anything. So they'll nag us to death about something, hence the recurring dream, or they'll slap us into attention, hence the nightmare, until we take care of it.
It might be a little bit of an odd question, but what about individuals who just don't remember their dreams? Are they in denial?
They're just not giving this very powerful part of themselves attention. And unfortunately, there's so many people that don't. We get up, the alarm goes off, we roll out of bed, we start our day. And we completely ignore that magical few moments upon awakening where we can capture that dream we just had. And this is all it takes to remember your dreams. Recognize that you do dream every single night, every 90 minutes you dream. And that it's easy to capture the dream by simply staying put when you wake up. It's like the twilight part of consciousness where you're kind of coming out of that really magical dream and getting your awareness back of the world around you. There's a few moments where you can grab the dream and all you have to do is stay put in the exact same position you woke up in, because that's the position your body was in when you were dreaming. Moving your body, rolling over, getting out of bed, that unplugs you from the dream. So stay put. Give yourself 3 to 5 minutes of quiet, still time in the morning. Don't think about anything. Quiet your mind, stay put, and the dream will come back to you. And if you make this part of your morning routine every single day, you will open the floodgates and you'll remember all the dreams you had last night.
Thank you so much. That was very helpful. Really loved having my conversation with you, and I could see why you're constantly being invited to share more, because it's helpful. I believe that we are reaching a stage we don't want to be stuck anymore in our traumas and in our cycles that really aren't serving our better or higher selves. So we definitely thank you for your service to humanity. Before I let you go, Lauri, tell me a little bit what's lying at the core currently of your belief system in your life now that's really moving Lauri forward?
Don't be afraid of change. Jump into change. Embrace it with open arms. Get out of that comfort zone. Get out of that routine. Life is short. It goes so quickly, and you don't want to miss out on anything, and you don't want to stop growing. If something's not working, change it. Change your reaction to it, even if it involves moving out of your city. Don't be afraid to change, because that's what life is about. Keep moving, keep growing.
It's the inevitable. Thank you so much. Website and information where our listeners can get a hold of you.
Yep, just get online and go to thedreamzone.com. Just remember the Twilight Zone, thedreamzone.com. That's where all my sites are. That's where you can set up a private dream reading with me, or where you want to get my latest book, Dream On It, or just want to read some really interesting information on dreaming.
Okay, beautiful, Lauri. Thank you so very much, and all the very best.
Thank you, and sweet dreams.
All right, bye-bye. So listen to those dreams, my friends. They are signaling to us how best to move our lives forward. Don't ignore your own narrative. If you do so, I'm sure others will also ignore you. And even if it's a nightmare or if it's just a subtle glimpse, it's a thought, isn't it? So if I can have a thought of something that's not feeling so great, can I not just redirect the thought by what I always do is ask myself a particular question that might take me on another journey? Hope you've enjoyed our conversation with Lauri Loewenberg. Her website is her name, lauriloewenberg.com, if you'd like some more information on how your dreams are affecting your story. Remember, no one can take away your happiness unless you give them permission. We are here to love each other the same, so let's do that. I'll end with one wish from the Bliss CD. Take care, everyone.
It hurts